Hello everyone, my name is Vidhi and I'm going to demonstrate my assignment 2, which is creating a web app and SQL database, but running the web app on bots. And we will be using manifest files to demonstrate our deployment, replica sets, and creating services for communication, for setting up communication between our web server and our database. And after at the end I'll be also demonstrating rollout rollbacks for to create a new version of web app using a different image. So let's start. So I have till now I've pushed the images that we created using GitHub Actions in my ECR, and now I'm going to show if our Kubernetes is working fine. So let's check our cluster. So as you can see that our cluster is running on 127.0.0.1 IP, so it's working fine. Um, Now let's check if our basic pods that are there in Kubernetes by default, like API server, um, and all the other pods are there or not. So as you can see, all the pods are running fine. API servers, our control plane, scheduler, etc. Everything is running fine. So we can start with our project now. So till now we have created, as you can see, the deployment files for MySQL, web app, replica set, pod, service. All of these are there. So our namespace is running, and let's check if it's running or not. So as you can see, we created on my app namespace in our Kubernetes, and it is created successfully. Now let's create the web app pod. So our web app pod is created. Let's create the MySQL pod. So it's created, and we'll run the MySQL service so that our web server is running. Okay. Now we're going to check if all the manifest file that we have applied have created the resources. So So, as you can see, two pods, MySQL and web app, are created, and we have also applied the services MySQL and web app, which are created on two different service types: cluster IP and node pod. So, we are using cluster IP because MySQL is a database, and since it will be used by the developer, which is us, it's not going to be accessed by any external user. So it is accessed within the cluster. But Nodeport, which is our web server, Nodeport will is used because we will be accessing the web app externally from the port 30,000. So this is why Nodeport service type is used. So let's check if our web server is working fine. So for that we will be in logging the bash of our web app. So we are in the bash of our web app, and we will now use curl to access the web server. So we need to install curl. So we have successfully created our web server, and it is working fine. So let's exit from here and check if we can access the web server from the port 30,000. So for that, let's open our service web app service manifest file, and as you can see, I changed the node port value, set it to 30,000. So we should be able to access it from the 30,000 port. And I also changed the security group to 30,000 SSH in my instance. So as you can see, you can access the web server, which is employee database from the port 30,000 successfully. So as you can see that our logs are here, and it's running on production deployment, um, and it's running on these IP addresses. Let's check if our replica set is governing our pod. So this is our web pod, which has the label app employees, and web app replicas had set has label app employees. So let's see if it is governing the pod. So if we apply, so you'll see that it created three pods, and we now have three pods. So in our web app replica set, we specified for three replicas, and it created um, the three replicas, the three pods. So yes, it's governed. The pod is governed by the replica sets. We can try the same with the MySQL. So MySQL replica set has we have specified it's one replica, so it will create one pod only. Let's check if it's working fine. So replica set for MySQL is also mm, yeah, it's also applied, and it has now for the same for web app deployment. We applied our web app deployment manifest, and it created the three pods, and it was terminating the fourth. So it's maintaining the number of pods by scaling up and down. And we did the same for MySQL deployment, and uh, it is there. It's deployed and created. I mean, maintained, kept the MySQL pod. Now we for the last part we changed. I changed the image from V1 to latest, as you can see here, and it when I checked um, when I checked it here with the command, you can see that the image showed is the latest, and then I rolled out the new version of web app. It was successfully rolled out.